Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided in part from Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley.
Proud to support the finest in education and in public television, we are the people of Muhlenberg College.
From Hill Financial, involved in helping the communities we serve, bringing you the best right here on public television and Channel 39. Hill Financial Savings, helping you to a better life. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Boyertown Area Senior High School and Allentown Central Catholic High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. We'll meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. In Boyertown Area High School, we have Mike Getter, a senior. Jeff Walter is a sophomore. The captain, Eric Allen, is a senior. Bill Lingenfelter is a senior. And we have two coaches, Robert Hurincevich, teacher of German, and Michael Perry, teacher of physics. From Allentown Central Catholic High School, they're all seniors. Mark Rieker. The captain is Sean Heffelfinger, David Druist, Dan Schaefer, and the coach is Suzanne Finch, teacher of French. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 scholarship award to the runner-up high school. Both awards will be given in the name of the Scholastic Scrimmage teams. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty, and they'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. If the buzzer goes off while you're answering, however, you will be permitted to complete your answer, but no bonus questions will be asked. If there are no questions, we'll begin the contest with our first toss-up. Here's a toss-up, and we're looking at a 10-point bonus. In which city's harbor is the USS Constitution located? Central, Sean.
Boston.
Correct. And here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. For 5 points apiece, Sean and team, give the nickname of the USS Constitution first.
Old Ironsides.
Sean.
Old Ironsides.
Correct. Identify the war in which it received this nickname. Sean.
War of 1812.
Correct. You've got a total of 10 on the bonus. This time we're looking at a 15-point bonus toss-up. Identify this word ending in the letters I-C-S. The study of spoken sounds. Central, Sean.
Linguistics.
Incorrect. That's Boyertown. Eric, your light came on first.
Phonetics.
Phonetics is correct, or phonics. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer for Eric's Boyertown team. Subordinate clauses may function as any of 3 parts of speech. For 5 points each, name these parts of speech.
Adverb, adjective, noun.
Eric?
Adjective, adverb, and noun.
Correct on all 3. You've got your 15. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. This alternating current generator contains a permanent magnet. It requires no source of direct current for its operation. Ignitions based on this type of generator are found in some motorcycles and lawnmowers. Name the device. It would be magneto. Another toss-up. on the monitor, mathematics. I want you to evaluate that expression, which is k to the negative 3 divided by t to the negative 2, when k is equal to a negative 2 and t is equal to a negative 3. That's Central. David.
9/8.
Incorrect. Boyertown. Eric.
Negative 9/8.
That is correct. You got 5 on the rebound and a 15-point bonus opportunity for 5 points apiece. Boyertown. Find 2 consecutive integers between which each of the following numbers lies. First one, positive square root of 3. Sorry, Eric, you missed the buzzer. It would be between the consecutive integers of 1 and 2. Second, negative square root of 3.
Negative 1 and negative 2.
Eric?
Negative 1 and negative 2.
Correct. And the final one, cube root of 9.
1 and 2. Yeah, 2 and 3.
Eric?
2 and 3.
Correct. Again, you got 2 out of the 3 for 10 points. Looking at a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. Treaties between 2 nations are said to be bilateral. Treaties involving more than 2 nations are said to be what? Boyertown. Mike.
Unilateral?
Incorrect. Central. Dan.
Polylateral.
Multilateral is correct. And here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. He said polylateral. I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. I didn't hear you carefully. I think I was listening for multi. That is also incorrect, so we're going to go to another toss-up. No penalty for Central for an incorrect answer. Going for a 15-pointer. Toss-up. In what state did Buck, or had Buck lived prior to being stolen and passed or pressed into service as a sled dog in the Klondike, according to Jack London? It's Boyertown. Jeff.
California.
Correct. He was the leader of all the dogs on Judge Miller's estate until he was stolen. Here's your bonus. 15-pointer. 15 points after the first clue, Eric. 10 points after the second, and 5 after the third clue. And the question is this: which novel am I? First clue: I'm a literary classic which reads like a true confession romance. I'm the story of a beautiful woman who marries a cold, pompous husband and later leaves him and his son for the dashing Russian officer Vronsky.
War and Peace.
Eric?
War and Peace.
Incorrect. Let's give the second clue, now for 10 points. In my story, the heroine commits suicide by throwing herself under a train.
Crime and Punishment, isn't that Russian?
Eric?
Crime and Punishment?
That's also incorrect. I'm going to give you the last clue for 5 points. I was completed by Leo Tolstoy in about 1876. It would be Anna Karenina. Another toss-up, going for a 15-pointer. The presidential retreat, presently known as Camp David, was formerly named by FDR after a hidden Tibetan valley paradise described by, that's Central. Mark.
Shangri-La.
Correct. It was described by James Hilton in Lost Horizon. I wanted to know the name, and Mark gave it. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer, Sean, for you and the team. War is hell, said General Sherman. For 5 points each, answer these questions about war. First, the U.S. forces on the European front during the First World War were called what with the initials AEF?
American Expeditionary Force.
Sean?
American Expeditionary Force.
Correct. As General of the Armies, who led the American Expeditionary Force? Sean?
Pershing.
John J. Pershing is correct. And finally, during the Civil War, the basic artillery unit consisted of 4 to 6 guns commanded by a captain. What was this unit called? Sean?
Brigade.
Not a brigade. It would be a battery. We'll give you 2 of the 3 for 10 points. Going for a 10-point bonus this time. Toss up. What mythical character is often portrayed with the following characteristics? He's blindfolded. He has wings. His quiver holds invisible arrows. Central. David.
Cupid.
Correct, David. And your bonus, a 10-pointer. For 5 points apiece, identify the following, each of which begins with the letter G. The poisonous lizard of the southwest U.S. and Mexico, whose body is covered with bead-like scales. Sean?
Gila. Monster.
We'll accept. Gila monster. You said Gila monster, and we'll certainly accept it. The second, the Japanese girl trained to be a professional entertainer. Sean?
Geisha.
Correct. You've got your 10. Again, we're looking at a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. On the monitor is the Court of the Lions from a palace and fortress in Granada, Spain. It is one of the best preserved sites of 14th century Moorish culture in Spain. What's the name of this particular palace? That's the Alhambra. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. Give the word used in physics for the force that brings moving bodies to a halt. Central, Sean.
Inertia.
Incorrect. Bill, from Boyertown.
Friction.
Friction is correct. We'll give you 5 on the rebound. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. For 5 points each, specifically what kind of animal is each of the following? Iguana. Eric?
Lizard.
Correct. Impala. Eric?
Antelope.
Correct again. You've got your 10. Looking again at a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. This U.S. senator from Hawaii came to prominence during the Watergate hearings. Boyertown, Mike.
Inouye?
Correct. I wanted you to name him, and he came to prominence during the Watergate hearings, but his handling of the Iran-Contra hearings tended to reduce his support among Democrats, as did his proposal to build schools for North African Jews, and it is Daniel Inouye. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer for Boyertown. One of the most critical positions in the U.S. government is that of Chairman of the Federal Reserve. Name the person who presently holds that position.
Greenspan.
Eric?
Greenspan.
Alan Greenspan is correct. Toss-up, going for a 15-pointer. How is the first common noun used in the following sentence? And I want the grammatical construction. Here's the sentence. Caesar, the conqueror, entered Rome in triumph. Boyertown, Jeff.
Predicate nominative.
Incorrect. Over to Central. Sean.
A positive.
Did you hear that? Could you repeat it? That is correct. Okay, you said a positive, and that is correct. In apposition is the way it's used. Caesar, the conqueror. Here's your bonus, 15 points. For 5 points each, give the opposite words beginning with the letter Q. First, ordinary, modern. Sean?
Queer.
Incorrect. We're looking for quaint. Second, patriot. Sean?
No response.
It would be quisling. And the third, hunter. Sean?
Quarry.
Correct. And you have 1 out of the 3, Sean, for 5 points. Well-paced first half. The score at half is 60 for Boyertown and 40 for Allentown Central Catholic. We're going to take a halftime break now. Mike Getter, you've watched the first round of contests, I'm sure. We've been asking our contestants to tell us something about their families. Would you please begin?
Okay, my father is a process analyst at AT&T. My mother is a homemaker. I have a younger brother and sister, both who attend the Boyertown School District.
Thanks, Mike. Jeff Walter.
My father is assistant superintendent of the Spring-Ford School District. My mother teaches at the Wincroft School in Pottstown. And I have a younger brother, Michael, currently in the 8th grade at Boyertown Junior High East.
Thanks, Jeff. Eric Allen, the captain.
My father is a mechanical engineer for STV. My mother is a homemaker. I have an older sister who has graduated from college and is currently employed by Norton Company. And I have an older brother currently at Ithaca College.
Thanks, Eric. Bill Lingenfelter.
My father works for the Boyertown Packaging Company. My mother is an accounts supervisor for WorldCode Data Systems. I have a younger sister, Amanda, in 10th grade at Boyertown Senior High.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks to Boyertown. Let's go over to Allentown Central Catholic. We'll begin with Mark Reeker.
My father works at the Good Shepherd Industrial Services. My mother is a kidney dialysis technician. And I have a younger brother, Greg, who's a freshman at Central.
Thanks, Mark. Sean Heffelfinger, the captain.
My father's material planners leader at Mack Trucks. My mother is a guidance counselor at Lehigh Township Elementary School. I have one younger brother, Ryan, who's a sophomore at Central.
Thanks, Sean. David Drust.
My mother is a medical lab technician. My father is an electrical engineer at Pennsylvania Power and Light Company. My sister is currently a junior at Georgetown University, and I have a brother, Kevin, who's a freshman at Central.
Thanks, David. Dan Schaefer.
My mother is a clerk in the engineering department for Bell, Pennsylvania. My father is the construction supervisor for Lehigh Valley Steel Erectors, and I have 2 sisters and 1 brother, all younger.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks to Central. And again, the score at half is 60 for Boyertown, 40 for Allentown Central. Very close contest. Let's begin the second half with our toss-up, and we're looking at a 10-point bonus. The diaphragm of a camera changes the effective diameter of the lens. What's the correct term, beginning with the letter A, for the effective diameter of a lens? Boyertown, Bill.
Aperture.
Correct, Bill. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer, Eric. For 5 points each, answer these medical questions. First one, what is considered normal for the human pulse beat? Eric?
80.
No, it'd be 72 beats per minute. Second, what's the leading cause of death in the United States? Eric?
Heart disease.
That is correct. You got 5 out of a possible 10. It's going to be on the monitor. And if you would throw it up on the monitor, I'll read this. I want you to simplify that expression. That's the cube root of 8 times x cubed times y to the 7th. Boyertown, Eric.
2x y to the 7/3.
And I don't want to, I want a radical sign, if you give me that.
2x y to the cube root of y to the 7th.
I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to go over to Allentown Central. David.
2xy squared times the square root of y.
I'm not going to accept that because it was the cube root. That's essentially what I wanted. I wanted the radical sign in 2xy squared times the cube root of y. We'll go on with another toss-up. Here's our toss-up. We're looking at a 15-point bonus. Identify the Alaskan mountain, sometimes called by its Indian name, Denali, which means the great one or the high one. Boyertown, Eric.
McKinley.
Correct, Mount McKinley, the highest peak in North America. Here's your bonus, Eric, for you and the team. For 5 points apiece, identify each of the following. The Asian city formerly known as Edo, E-D-O, or Yedo, Y-E-D-O.
Tokyo.
Eric?
Tokyo.
Correct. The second one is the European country known as España in Spanish.
Spain.
Eric?
Spain.
Correct. The sea known as the Euxine Sea, which is located between Europe and Asia and connected with the Aegean Sea.
Caspian? Black?
Eric?
Black Sea.
Black Sea is also correct. You've got your 15 points. Here's your toss-up. Let's think about Shakespeare for a second. In Macbeth, name the individual who first discovered Duncan's body. His body is first discovered by Macduff. Another toss-up. It's a listening toss-up, so listen to the excerpt. For 10 points, and from the following, I want you to identify the composer of that symphony. Was it Beethoven, Handel, Chopin, or Mozart? That was Symphony number 40 in G minor, and it was composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Another toss-up. The pulmonary arteries transport deoxygenated blood to the what? Boyertown, Eric.
Lungs.
Correct. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. All of these people had professions in what science? Karen Horney, William James, B.F. Skinner, Alfred Binet, Carl Rogers, and Alfred Adler. Eric?
Meteorology.
No, it'd be psychology. They were all psychologists. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss up. A set may be defined by listing all of the elements of the set. Such a list of elements is called a what? It's Boyertown. Jeff.
Roster.
Correct, Jeff. And your bonus, it's a visual bonus, it's going to be on the monitor, and I'll try to help you through if you can't quite see it. The angle Z, shown there in the left-hand corner, in the standard position, is in the standard position on the Cartesian plane. What is the value of the tangent of Z given the two values that you see there? Eric?
3/4.
3/4 or 0.75 is correct. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. The name Gerardus Mercator is mainly associated with what field? Boyertown. Eric?
Cartography.
Correct. Or geography, map-making. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. For 5 points each, identify the U.S. state in which the following became governor. First, Madeleine Kunin. Eric?
Colorado.
No, it would be Vermont. She's the current governor of Vermont. Martha Lane Collins. Eric?
Montana.
No, that would be Kentucky. Kentucky. Two women who have been outstanding. Toss-up, going for a 10-point bonus. I'm one of the flowers that chatter constantly at Alice and through the looking glass. I'm referred to as wild chrysanthemum in America, and farmers call me whiteweed, and others call me Marguerite because of my slender beauty. My name means day's eye because I resemble an eye with a round yellow center. Which flower am I? Central. Mark.
Daisies.
Daisy is correct. I gave it there. My name means day's eye. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer for Central. For 5 points apiece, Sean, identify the following. The Daisy is the title character in a novel by Henry James. Sean?
Portrait of a Lady.
No, it would be Daisy Miller. Second, the work by F. Scott Fitzgerald in which Daisy Buchanan is a central character. Sean?
Great Gatsby.
Correct. You have 5 out of 10. This time we're looking at a 15-point bonus. Toss-up. Which United Nations organization won the 1965 Nobel Central? Mark?
Peacekeeping Force.
Incorrect. I'll read it in its entirety for Boyertown. It's a toss-up, so no conferring, please. Which United Nations organization won the 1965 Nobel Peace Prize for its aid to children? Eric?
UNICEF.
The United Nations Children's Fund, which at one time, and it's where they got the initials, was called the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. You're correct. Here's your bonus, 15-pointer for Boyertown. For 5 points apiece, identify the following Nobel Peace Prize winners. The first one, the black American who won in 1950 for his work as a UN mediator in Palestine. No response. It would be Dr. Ralph Bunche. Second, the black American who won in 1964 for leading the black struggle for equality in the U.S. through nonviolent means.
King.
Eric?
King.
Martin Luther King is correct. 3, the African who won in 1984 for leading a nonviolent campaign against racial segregation in his native South Africa.
Tutu.
Eric?
Tutu.
Desmond Tutu is correct. 2 out of the 3 for 10 points. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. Analogy is a literary comparison. For 10 points, give me this other literary term that begins with the letter A. A coined word formed with the initial letters of successive words in a phrase. Boyertown. Mike?
Acronym?
Correct. Such as the word radar, each of those letters standing for a word. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. To go out with another couple is called a double date. For 5 points each, give me these other expressions, and I want expressions on the double. First, insurance term. Eric?
Double jeopardy.
Not double jeopardy. We're looking for double indemnity. Not a bad guess, though. Here's the second one. Mix sense and nonsense.
Double tot. Double tot.
Eric?
Double tot?
Correct. You have 5 out of the 10. Going for a 15-pointer. Toss up. What primitive group of plants was the first to have true roots, stems, and leaves? Boyertown, Jeff.
Ferns.
Correct, Jeff. 15-point bonus, Eric, for you and the team. For 5 points each, answer the following regarding ferns. First one. Give the biome in which ferns of 10 to 15 meters are found.
Savannah.
It would be a tropical rainforest. Our next. Name the underground stem from which the roots and leaves of ferns develop. And no response. Rhizome. And finally, name the lacy leaves of highly branched ferns. Again, no response from Boyertown. Fronds, F-R-O-N-D-S. It's the final buzzer. The final score is 170 for Boyertown, 45 for Allentown Central Catholic. We want to wish all the Allentown Central Catholic contestants good success for the remainder of the year and off into college next year. Thank you for participating with us. Boyertown, we want to congratulate you. We're going to see you back here in the second round, and you're going to be against Freedom High School from Bethlehem. It'll appear mid-April. Next week's contestants will be from Panther Valley High School and Northwestern Senior High School. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided in part from Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley.
Proud to support the finest in education and in public television, we are the people of Muhlenberg College.
From Hill Financial, involved in helping the communities we serve, bringing you the best right here on public television and Channel 39. Hill Financial Savings, helping you to a better life. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating